Next question, number 5. Exactly how much better are Green Berets than the SEALs?
At what? I think we have to, the first, just like me at 21 years old, I didn't understand the difference. So every special mission unit has a pretty well-defined mission, and all of them are different. I would never want to get in a gunfight with a bunch of Navy SEALs on a boat anywhere near the water. I mean, within like miles of water. It's just a catastrophe. I also don't think that there's anyone on the planet besides Special Forces that can do a force multiplier like we can. You can take 12 of us, you can drop us in Venezuela, leave us there for 6 months, and we probably overthrew the government and placed the new president, in place and running the economics, the power plants, the commerce, transportation, and like each of us, the 12 of us, have like married at least 4 or 5 Venezuelans, be like, that's, people don't understand like why we have to speak other languages, why we have to go through economic and, geopolitical classes. It's because we're different. Like the missions are different. What we're supposed to do is different. And because of a different mission, we end up with different products. And those products are groups of dudes that are the baddest dudes on the planet for what they have to do.
Yeah. And I left that question in there for a couple of reasons. Number one was because I thought it was kind of funny. Obviously whoever wrote that had a sense of humor. And, the real question, was just, to me, was just about really defining. And I'd say the exact same thing that you'd say. I would add this to it. Yes, you look at Rangers, you look at SEALs, you look at Green Beret, you look at MARSOC, and everyone's got their own little specialty of what they're really good at, and as a whole, they'll be better at that than the other group. And then within the SEALs, within the Rangers, within SF, you got different levels of guys that are in there.
Yeah.
I know you probably worked with some SEALs that you thought, what are these guys? And you probably worked with some guys that you said, damn, I'd love to work with those guys. And same thing with me. I've worked with some SF guys that I thought to myself, man, these guys are unbelievable. I would do anything for these guys. And sometimes you look at them, you go, I wonder how these guys made it through.
Yeah. You get to teams. I get to teams. I'd be like, did you really pass selection, dude?
Yeah. Like, and that's one thing that's really hard for the American public to understand, is that there is, and I've explained this a bunch of times on the podcast, that there's a bell curve just like any other organization. There's the top guys that are, totally badass.
There's guys that just made it through.
And then there's a bunch of guys in the middle that are totally solid guys that get it done all the time. And then there's a bunch of guys that just, they barely got through and they skate. And that's, that's part of the way it is. Yeah. But one thing I can tell you for sure is the special operations community, I don't limit my respect for the special operations community alone. For me, working with the Army, the conventional Army guys, the Marine Corps.
Oh, Marines. They're always good.
Oh, they're always good. They're consistently.
What, you're a rifle company?
Yeah.
Dude, awesome.
Yeah.
Can I please work with you? Because you just wanted, they're like a bunch of pit bulls that have been like locked up in a cage and they just get prodded every once in a while. And maybe they go and like tear something apart and they get thrown like some raw meat. And they're like, oh, this is good. What do I get to kill to get another piece of this meat?
Yeah. The Marine Corps really is an outstanding organization. And then there's units within the Army that are unbelievably just squared away, professional, and they have a heritage behind them of glory, for lack of a better word. And so I'm a huge fan of the entire military, of the entire U.S. military.
But like you, are you proud to be a SEAL?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm proud to be a Green Beret. And I'm like, when Army plays Navy, like, I don't know crap about football, but I'm like, go just for crying out loud, beat Navy, for once in this decade, or damn near century.
To be honest with you, I literally don't care. And the biggest, when we were in Ramadi working with the Army and with the Marine Corps, those guys, the sacrifices that they made were so they were so just impressive day to day what these guys did. And, we had, of course, we do have better training. We do have better gear. And yet those Marine Corps platoons and companies would be out there doing, first of all, they're living in the city. We're going back to a little fob. We got a little bit of video games and internet. Huge walls.
Great gym.
Yeah.
Protein powder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Those guys don't have
any of that.
They don't have any of that.
We airdropped a pallet of porn and protein to a fire base that a bunch of Marines that saved our lives when we were knocking on their gate at 2:00 in the morning. We weren't. We were 200 meters away, and we didn't want them all to murder us, and they were going to.
Yeah.
We're please let us in. Our air won't come pick us up. And we got in there you guys been eating T-rats? And they're yeah. We've been in pretty much a gunfight every single night.
Yeah,
dude, we're taking care of you guys.
So God bless all of them. No doubt about that.